Hello, tech enthusiast. Welcome back to Cloud with Dave. So, this is a project I'll be walking you through. It's on ETL, extract, transform, and load. So, basically, if you have your data set, you have your data sources, and you want to do some transformation on them, for instance, um, converting it into usable and trusted formats, you can load it into S3 or from directly from your data sources, or do some transformations with Amazon Glue and then extract it or load it back into your data store, for instance S3, or your database. You could actually load it into directly into RDS. And from Amazon S3, you can actually do some queries with Athena. So of course you have CloudWatch logs running in the background to load, have your login, and then you have IAM rules for proper permissions and access. So let's dive straight into it. Firstly, I'll be creating the S3 bucket to load, put the data, and I also open up Athena and AWS Glue by the side. So I'll create a bucket. I'll call this enterprise data and some random strings to keep it unique. Create bucket. I'm just going to go into the bucket and create a folder, and I'll call this raw data. Create folder. I'm going to create a second folder and say output information. Create folder. I'm going to go into raw data. I'm going to upload this particular Excel sheet. So basically, this is a sheet showing the order orders of a particular e-commerce company, and then you have the other status: ship delivered, even cancelled, the customer name, email, country, and category, other information that you have in an e-commerce data set. And I'm going to be uploading that into this. So this is it. I'm just going to open it and click on upload. So this is done. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to go into Glue to open up Visual ETL. I'm going to create a Visual ETL job. I'm just going to call this e-commerce um, orders. So we're working with this. I'm going to add a node, and data source is S3. As you can see, you have a lot of sources that you can pull from: Kinesis, Kafka, directly from your MySQL database, Oracle SQL, Snowflake, and on and on. So let's configure this data source. I'm going to browse S3. So this is the enterprise full S3 bucket we created. We have raw data. I'm going to select this. So the format is CSV, and it's going to try and load it. We'll say a preview. We're actually going to run into error because of the proper permissions. So I'm going to come down to the job details. I'm going to change the IAM role to Glue. So I created this one. I'm not going to open it by the side for you to see the policy. And while I do that, you can see from here that the data preview now is working, is loading. I'm going to open rows and I'm going to come down to, so this is the row. So I granted Amazon S3 full access to keep it simple. But in a production setting, you're actually going to be more strict with the permissions. So let me come back to, yes. So right now this is done, and we can see that it's, it's the same data we have in the Excel sheet. So that's been loaded. I'm going to add a node to do the transform. And in this project, in this sample, I'm just going to do a filter. So right now, I've brought in the filter, and it's going to be a condition we would add, which would be, I'm putting any of them. If you want to filter by name, an email, a phone number, category, or anything, a particular country. I'm going to go for other status, and it's going to be matches. Let's say processing. Okay. So we can already see the data preview loading. Yeah, so it's ready, and you can see it has been filtered, and we have that here. So I'm also going to put in a target, and it's also going to be back into an S3 bucket to close this, and we'll leave it as Parquet. It's a very popular format for big data analysis, and it's very efficient. And the compression type will be Snap. We'll leave that too. I'm going to browse S3 and the same enterprise data S3 bucket I created. Output. So I'm actually supposed to just click on this to choose the folder, and then so that shows the green tick also. So we're going to create a table in data catalog. I'm just going to choose, I have three tables already. I'm going to choose this cloud with Dave table. I'm going to name it, since we're working with processing, so it's going to be e-commerce processing. So that'll be the name of the table. And I'm going to save this. So successfully updated the job, and I'm going to click on run. So it has started the job. I'm going to come to run details. So you can see it's running and some details of the job run. If I refresh this, you can see the duration updating. I'm going to come to view details so get more insight as to the whole of it. See some metrics, memory profile, CPU, some input arguments, and these are default parameters. You can view it in CloudWatch. I'm going to come back here and refresh this. Still running. Come back to the job. So this is the login for errors. Right now we have nothing here. I'm going to come back to the runs. Refresh this. A minute and 13 seconds have passed. Refresh this again. Still going. And I should also show you this. There's a script that is generated for the run. You can see some information about it, the job name, the script generated for the S3, and you can also see the set format. Okay, you can see the output, the location, and some other parameters. If I come to runs, it should be done. So as you can see now, succeeded. So it's completed. So right now, if I come back to the S3 bucket and I come to output information, you can see now we have a file here, it's in K, and we have this. So I'm going to come back to the visual and we can see the tick. I'm going to come to Athena. I'm going to refresh this, and if I check this database, I can see this table that we just generated. I'm going to view the table and to run this query. So this is the name of the database. This is the name of the table, commerce processing that we just created. And we can see the first 10 items. So if I come to other status, we can see that only those that are with the other status processing are here. And if we check the stats, we can just see some information about that. So right now, I'm going to run another query. I'm going to copy this. So I have another query. I'm going to paste this, and instead of limit 10, I'm going to say where let's say where the country, yeah, where the country is Russia. I'm going to run this. So in our results, we have only one. So only one country, Russia, is having other status of processing. You can see all the information about it. I'm going to change this to USA. We'll have more information there. I'm going to run this and we'll have 7 results here. And we can download this result into CSV or CSV. And if I open this, you can see the streamlined information. So should actually just take this, move it here. So I have other ID at the first column. And you can see we've been able to process everything about that e-commerce file and gotten this specialized output. So you can name this sheet USA processing. I can have this saved. You can have more complex queries depending on what you want to achieve. So coming back to AWS Glue, so we have a lot of transforms that are available, sensitive data, aggregate, custom transforms, drop duplicates, and many others. And you can also have your results go into different targets like Redshift, RDS, Teradata, MongoDB, and many others. So these are some of the popular options, popular sources, and popular transforms. And filter was the one I did. Coming back here, I've been able to demonstrate ETL with AWS on the cloud, and I'm sure you're able to gain one or two things from this. So, if you're a data analyst or a data scientist, or you work with data generally, you can integrate this into your workflow if you are also on AWS on the cloud. Thank you for watching. If you have questions or many more ideas you want to try out, you can drop it in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos. Thank you for watching. Data analyst.
You're right.